But look what happens next. Verse 25. About midnight, right around the time of midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns to God, and the other prisoners were listening to them. So faith that speaks is faith that succeeds. Watch this. If we were to look at their situation, who agrees? Their situation from the outside looked pretty bad. Right? They were beaten, they were bloody, they were swollen, they were put into the inside of the prison. But they didn't allow that external situation to affect the faith that they had towards God. And here's the question I want to ask us. And here's a good one to snap. Can your faith sing when your situation demands silence? When life gets hard, when the bills are high and the money is low, when your relationships seem like they are on the fritz, when it seems like family and nobody else understands what you're going through, when the situation is telling you to be silent, can you sing in the face of adversity? So as a matter of fact, right now, we're going to practice this. Right? So I want you all to get just one thing that has been annoying you this past week. One thing that has been a struggle. One thing that has been a challenge in your life. I want you to think about that thing real quick. You got it? Now let's practice what Paul and Silas did. In the face of that thing, let's bless God and thank God for his greatness. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. We will not allow our situation to cause us to be silent. We will speak of your goodness, and we will speak of your name, Jesus, who is great. Now, didn't that feel better? And see, what happens is, over time, as we begin to put that into practice, it frees our mind and our heart so that God begins to send provision. And God begins to work on those situations. And even if the situation doesn't change, because your perspective has changed, that gives you peace to get through it. And so we find here that they were inside this prison. I mean, inside, deep, with their feet locked. Verse 26 says what happens next. Suddenly, there was such a violent earthquake that the foundations of the prison were shaken. At once, all of the prison doors flew open and everyone's chains came loose. So because they decided to sing instead of being silent, and you see in the verses before this one that the prisoners were listening to them. And so the prisoners knew that Paul and Silas's praise is what caused the freedom to take place for everyone else. And so God is challenging us today. There are some people that are in your circle. There are some people that are in your sphere of influence, in your circle of friends, that they are bound, they are chained, just like you right now in some situations. But when you begin to speak, and when you declare that you will not be silent any longer, but you decide that you will bless God, that not only will you be free, but you will help to free those that are around you too. So God is calling us out today. It's like he's calling us out on the carpet, right? He has promises for us, promises that because he so loves us, he wants to see us walk in. He wants to see us walk in. But our silence is keeping us from realizing those full promises. Your life depends on what comes out of your mouth. Your life depends on it. So Proverbs 18, I believe verse 21 says, death and life are in the power of your tongue. And so when you speak, you can either speak words that will bring life into your environment, life into your situation, or you will speak words that bring death into your situation. You know, sometimes, I may hear individuals, they'll, make a mistake or something like that, and, you hear them say stuff like, oh, I'm so this, or I'm, so stupid, or I'm this or that. And I stop them because I realize that you can defeat yourself by the words that you have coming out of your mouth. But through God, when we speak victory, when we speak power, we see our environment begin to change. One more thing that we're going to practice here, and this is, I want us to look at how to confess and how to declare. This is a teacher moment because you all are going to use this week. 1 John chapter 4, verse 4 says this, you, dear children, are from God and have overcome them because the one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world. So we're about to change this up, right? We're about to make this first person. And we're going to, instead of saying the you, you're going to say I. I am a dear child of God. And I have overcome them. Because the one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world. You ready? All right. So on three, we're going to say, I am a dear child of God. Right? Ready? 1, 2, 3. I am a dear child of God, and I have overcome them, because the one that is in me is greater than the one that is in the world. Amen? Amen. As I close.